Well, for more on the Libya war, we're now joined by Conn Hallinan, who's with Foreign Policy in Focus, who joins us on the line from Berkeley, California. Mr. Hallinan, as always, thank you very much for joining our broadcast here on Press TV. I'd like to ask you about how you assess where this Libya war is at this point. Musa Ibrahim has said that if Muammar Gaddafi leaves, that there will be civil war in Libya. Do you think that there is some truth to that sentiment of his?
Well, I think what you have is a civil war right now, so I'm not sure how the situation would be changed. I don't think that Gaddafi leaving would necessarily result in a continuation of the war. I think at this point it looks to me as if the long time NATO bombing and the fact that it's been going on for 3 months, the fact that Al Jazeera spotted some Western special forces on the ground in Libya, and the fact that the French and the British will begin using attack helicopters, I do think that this means that in sometime in the next several weeks or whatever, that I can't imagine that the Gaddafi regime can continue to hold on. I don't think that's going to settle the question in Libya. I mean, I think you've got a precedent here now that it's going to reverberate throughout the region for quite some time.
Right, but then is there some truth then, Mr. Hallinan, to the fact that Gaddafi is sort of holding Libya together at this point, considering if he were to leave, it would be in the hand of revolutionaries who are not very experienced at governing?
Well, that in fact might happen because, first of all, there's always been a very long historical basis for the division between eastern Libya and western Libya. Then there are, as well, divisions within tribes in Libya, and then, of course, there are Berber-speaking people in the south. So it's a polyglot country, and the fact that it has been run very centrally by Gaddafi, his absence at this point, you could result in a very kind of Somalia-like situation. I don't actually see that being the case. I tend to think that it will not go in that particular direction. But I do think that if people think that somehow forcing Gaddafi out of power and getting this regime out, that everything is then going to be, land of milk and honey in Libya, I think they're in for a rude shock.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for now. That was Mr. Conn Hallinan with Foreign Policy in Focus, joining us on the line from Berkeley, California. Mr. Hallinan, as always, we do appreciate your insight here at Press TV.